Hi everyone, welcome back. We're going to be doing a mid-year Techo Kaigi today. I have tried to film this video so many times, it has been exhausting. Every time I try and talk about something, I immediately segue too quickly and I get confused. I confuse myself because there's been a lot of changes, and the reason for those changes are because of other changes, and it's just all higgledy-piggledy and all over the place. But right now, right this very second, we're gonna start with the things that haven't changed and probably won't change because I love them so much, which is my Take a Note planner. It is the consistent one, and I love it so incredibly much, and it hasn't changed and it will never change, and I love it, and it will only change if Take a Note betrays me and gets a whole new system, and I really hope they don't do that because it is absolutely perfect. The one change, or the slight variation, I will say, is I finally know what I'm doing with my weekly overview. It's become a weekly master list of the things that I would really, really, really love to achieve that week. However, I can't really plan a whole week in advance. I play it day by day because, again, I'm a stay-at-home mum, my kids can be hectic, and if they demand my attention, they get my attention. So I tend to gauge it in the morning. I will write a list of things to do as I go, and that just goes on, and I really, really like that. However, I do tend to forget things that I said that I would really like to do that this week, and then I immediately forget about it. So the master list has been excellent. It's been fantastic, 10 out of 10. I'm going to do it like this forever now. It's been really, really helpful. I block out the dates. As you can see, where's one that's empty? This is what it usually looks like. And I block out the dates because, again, I don't like the idea of being like, oh, Monday, I would really like to achieve this, because there's a 9 out of 10 chance it will not be done on Monday. So I like to just have a nice big block of things I would like to achieve, and depending on the day and the difficulty of the task, I'll be able to assign it to a day in the week. So again, very, very pleased with that, very happy with that. It's been excellent, it's been wonderful, and yes, I love it. It's great. Again, it has served me so well, and I'm just very, very happy with it. And I'm glad that Kate from SciWrite introduced me to the idea of Take a Note planners, and I will forever be indebted to them. As always, they know this, and they do lord it over my head a lot. Just kidding, Kate, I love you. See, now I don't know where to go from here, because it is really tricky doing these videos. I'm gonna go with this one. In my Techo Kaigi last year, I said I was going to do this. I did not start this until April because I just did not vibe with it at the time, and it's also been a month since I've used it. It's really cute. I really love the gimmick of it. It was really fun to use for those like 2 months that I used it, but it got repetitive. I have a monthly memory keeper in my Take a Note planner. As you can see, I tend to fill it out most days, and those are the really big sort of events that happen that I would really like to keep in my brain. And between this and my daily log, which I will talk about later, it just felt pointless. It was moot. Like, I've already got the ideas, or I've already got the memories logged. I don't need this. It was really fun and cute though. It was fun and cute. That's really it, but it didn't really serve any other purpose that it wasn't filling a void that I was lacking. It was just an extra piece of fun, and it got tedious towards the end, so I've stopped using it, and I will sell the back half. I have another 6, because these come in 6-month pages. I don't even know how to say that. 6-monthness. I will probably sell the other one or give the other one away as a present to somebody who has been wanting to try it and hasn't had the opportunity. But yes, it was cute and fun. That's all I have to say. It was cute and fun, but I don't have the time to say the same thing 3 times in a row. Like, I just don't care. I don't care to do that. But, so thank you, Analog Keeper. This was fun, but unfortunately this will not be continuing, and I'm okay with it. Okay, we'll talk about the daily log, since I can put that away. Bye, Tan. I'll talk about my daily log. So my personal journal has been split up into 2, and It will eventually come back into being 1, and I will explain why. So I started daily logging at the huge and forceful encouragement of Chris from L&M and Jess from Plan by Giles. So my personal journal at the time was very, I don't even know, it was meh. You know, like I would write in it every now and then. I just didn't feel the need to use it every day unless something big happened. And I'm a homebody. Big things don't really happen to me. And then my friend Jess kind of yelled at me and was like, "Oi, do you love your life? Do you love your simple little life?" And I was like, "Of course I do. I made it this way on purpose." And she was like, "Then document things. Actually love your life then and document it." And I was like, "Oh my God, you're right." And then Chris from L&M came in and was like, "Oi, daily log. It's fun and you'll love it." And you know what? They were right. They were so right. I love this so much. I've had so much fun with it. I started in a moleskin pocket because I was like, I really don't know if I'm gonna like this. So I started in one that I had, because I had a pack of 3 moleskins from when I had my commonplace book. I used it, I filled it up really, really quickly because it was honestly the most fun I've had in a journal for a really long time. And it continues to be really fun and I really enjoy it. So basically a daily log is just the random things that happen throughout the day and you log them. Random thoughts, it can be anything like, oh, it's raining today. Or I think the other day there was no mail today and I'm sad about it. I don't think I was even expecting something in the mail, but I wished mail had come and I wrote that down because it was a weird thought that I had. I thought, that's funny, we should write that down. It's great and I love it. And it's like the weird little things that don't necessarily need a full page spread in a big personal planner, but you still have those memories from that day and it was really lovely. Now since I started daily logging and I got really into it, I felt like I didn't have a place for bigger events anymore. And then Jess from Plan by Java, as always, my biggest influence, said start a life archives. And you're right, I did start a life archives and it was great and it was wonderful and it was a lot of fun. I've got things in here that I don't really want to show because my kids and stuff are in here, but it was great. It's been wonderful. However, I don't think I want them separate anymore. I think because of how I journal, when I daily log, it is the days that I'm at home, I'm doing the normal humdrum of life. But like, for example, last Thursday, I went out all day with my kids. We went to the museum, we got lunch out. It was a really fun day for just the school holidays. And I didn't daily journal at all in that. I felt no need to daily journal in that, but I did life archive it because it was a whole day and it was a big day and it was a really fun day. So I think for me, I'm going to combine the 2 again. I think I'm going to continue calling it the life archives because it's all my life. But because, again, like the structure of daily log is like a day a page sort of scenario. You have a day a page, you date it, you write it down. It's a lot of fun, super great. And, oh gosh, there's so many things in here that I don't want people reading. But it's a lot of fun. But I think because when a big event happens, like spending a day out, or again, the days that I'm playing D&D, they take all day. We're doing something all day. And I think it's still a daily log sort of scenario if I just write about that big event as the daily log, if that makes any sense at all. So I think I'm going to recombine the 2. So I love what splitting them up did for me in my realization of that my life is worth documenting to me. I love my little life. Again, I curated my life on purpose. I wanted to be able to do this. The life that I have is something that I wanted. So it's important for me. It's important to me and I love to document it. And to have Jess and Chris yell at me about it was great. It was a life-changing experience, to be completely honest. like not huge life-changing, but it was life-changing. You know, I feel very valid in my life now, and it was a beautiful experience, and I'm forever grateful to them for showing me that. But having them split up, I didn't really feel like me to have them split up. And I think a lot of what I've been experiencing lately is I'm wanting to condense things. I don't necessarily want 100 different notebooks for 100 different subjects. I just want to have, you know, I want my personal journal. I want my life journal, really. So I'm going to be combining them from now on. I've already sort of started doing that in this. And yes, I do love them very, very much. I will be using this cover for junk journaling after I move out of, once things are finished. Yeah, because I do miss the big size junk journaling for my music. It's really fun to write out an entire song. The A6 and the Passport can't do that. So sometimes if I really love a song and it's a song that I play on repeat constantly, I think I'm gonna want a bigger area to journal with it. Anyway, so that is like a pretty big change, I feel. A big change that turned into a back to normal change, if that makes any sense. I just know how to journal in my personal journal properly now, in my eyes, through my eyes. And I'm very, very thankful to Jess and Chris for giving me a safe space to work it out, and again, to feel comfortable enough to yell at me to do things properly. I love them both so much. They're my favorite people. What's next? My goodness. Oh, right. So, with the sort of scenario with these, the daily log and the personal journal, I don't feel like I have a space to work out like complicated emotions, or when I'm really mad or really upset and I just want to be able to just info dump on myself to get it out of my skull. So these are quite a positive experience. Obviously the negative will go in here as well. It just won't be 4 pages of me going, I don't understand why this happened, this sucks, and you need to vent to yourself sometimes, which is why I decided to add a Hobonichi avec to the lineup. My darling friend, Kira and Biclay, they decided that they weren't going to be using the second half of their Hobonichi next year, or this year, and I was like, can I have it? And they said yes, and here we are. Before you ask, I will go through the stickers. Everyone's gonna ask, I always get questions about it. This is from Kira and Biclay. This is from Mechanical Pen. This is from Gremren. This is from me. This is a Maddie sticker. And this is from Plan by Jyla. All of these are Australian-based sticker people. Do with that information what you will. Anyway, so it was great, and I love it. I actually really like the Hobonichi paper. It's actually quite nice now. I never used to like it. Again, it's been like 5 years since I tried Hobonichi. They've changed their paper very recently, apparently, which is fantastic. So I use this as an info dumper now, like to myself, like a venting thing. However, something that I've quickly discovered is that I don't need to work out feelings every single day. So there's already blank pages in this, and I've had it for a week. So I know next year that I definitely need one of these. It has definitely been helpful when I did need to rant. However, I am going to go to an undated notebook next year. I don't know if I'm going to go with Hobonichi or my Stalogy. So, fun segue. This is a Stalogy catch-all notebook that I have had for the last, I think, 2 years. I've been doing this sort of note-taking. It's basically, if I have an idea, I don't really have a solid place to put it, it goes in here. However, I am not going to be using a Stalogy for that next year. The Stalogy is a beautiful notebook. It is a beautiful notebook. It is like a $30 to $50 notebook, depending on what you get. It's too expensive for me to just abuse the ever-living F out of it. So I'm going to be getting a cheap notebook that, probably a more pockety sized one as well. I don't need a big one to replace this. Because again, it's got a beautiful cover as well that I've already stained. Look at that. I lasted, I think, a year. I hope I can get that out. I might get some sort of, maybe I'll try and wash it very gently. There's another stain. Oh no! Anyway, my beautiful beige cover, my sad beige cover. This is going to turn into this, I think. It deserves a nice place because it's going to be keeping a lot of Maddie emotions. So next year I will get the half year Stology, because that's another thing that I didn't really like about the Stology was how big the drop off is when you write. I'm very particular with how I like to write, and it was awkward and it made my wrist hurt, and I don't appreciate that. So I'll get the half year because the half year is pretty much the exact same size as an Avec. So, and I've been writing on this and it's been quite a comfortable experience, so I know I can deal with that for my ranting, because I really don't need I do not need a dated notebook for my ramblings. I can easily date it myself when I need it. It'll be there. It's my emotional support notebook. It'll be there when I need it. It's like personal therapy. It's wonderful. So that is how those two will change. I had thought about not getting a notebook at all for my catch-all, because lately I have been noticing that I've been reaching for scrap pieces of paper, but those scrap pieces of paper immediately go into this, and then I immediately elaborate on that scrap piece of paper in this. So I definitely need a catch-all notebook. It just won't be a $30 or $40 or $50 notebook next year. It's a bit ridiculous. So that's those two. Very lovely. Ooh, another Hobonichi that I love with all my entire heart, and I did not think I would, is the Hobonichi Weeks. This is the Hobonichi Weeks. Was the first Hobonichi I ever tried 5 years ago, and I hated the experience. I hated it with my entire heart. I think it's because I was moving from bullet journaling. I was in a weird transition of bullet journaling to junk journaling, so I wanted to use big heavy pens. I wanted to use stamps and stickers, and it just wasn't for that. I could not make it work. I hated it, and I vowed to never use a Hobonichi again. And here I am using two. And I'm okay being wrong. I'll allow it. This is my media log. Now, again, Chris from L&M, media log, just emperor. They are so freaking cool. I love it. I want to be them when I grow up. But they introduced media logging to me, and I consume a lot of media. I watch a lot of TV. I listen to a lot of music. I don't listen to podcasts. Maybe I will one day. I don't know. But I love it. I love tracking it, and I never really gave media the time of day in my notebooks. I'd be like, oh, I watched a really cool video today. I really liked it. But now I have a dedicated space to rant and rave and be like, that sucked. Oh, that was amazing. And it has been my favorite thing in the world lately. I love it so much. It's so good. I've probably said that 3 times this video already, but I don't care. It's really, really fun. Again, this is another mechanical pen. Mechanical pen? Mechanical pencil? No, mechanical pen. Sticker. It's a hair across. Anyway. I love it so much. However, I am still trying to figure out how... That's spoilers. Oh my god. Spoilers for Abbott Elementary. But I love it. It's been really fun. I have needed to use a random scrap piece of paper for blotting because, you know, it's a Hobonichi. We all know ink doesn't dry very quickly on this thing. But I've found that just a piece of paper to close onto it works fine. But I did use, this is new because I did use, where is it? I had started in a blank weekly thing in Traveler's Notebook. Wow, there's a piece of tape there. What are you doing here? I'll just chuck you there. Why not? It's pretty constellation. Yeah, and it was too big. I felt like there were some weeks where I wasn't watching as much, and there was other weeks where I was doing quite a bit. So I wanted something a little bit smaller, and for the weeks that were more empty. Because again, I'm a mood watcher, I'm a mood media consumer. I think like most people, like there's some weeks where, you know, you're just crazy flat out busy and all you want to do is veg on the couch and just be a potato. And those are the weeks that I consume a lot of media. And there are other weeks where I'm like, I'm productive 24/7, let's go. TV's for chumps, no way. Which is a lie. TV is wonderful and it's a form of escapism and I love it. Anyway, I don't need to justify that. I was being silly. But yeah, and I really liked logging it because it had my reactions in it. And something, again, this was a Chris influence because they mentioned the 64 note pages in the back, which was again brilliant because I was going to split up because okay, blah, blah, blah. The weeks that were slow, this was massive. The weeks that had a lot, not big enough, because like sometimes you just really want to talk and process something that happened in a episode or in a season or in a book or in a song. Sometimes you want to rant about a song. I know I do. So the weeks just wasn't working. And then I was thinking, the weekly wasn't working. And I was thinking, maybe I'll just split it into two. I'll have the weekly overview and then I'll just have a blank notebook that I can rant about in general. Because Chris over at L&M, they've got telepathic journals. Like they've got little tabs and like color coordination where if you see it there, you know to go to that book and you can read about it there. It's really cool. I do not have the patience for that, nor the skill to make that work. So then when Chris was talking about, mate, the weeks, the Open EG Weeks has no paper, I was like, say less. That's like one book in one, and I could just use that. Amazing! My daughter keeps interrupting me every like 5 minutes, and I keep forgetting my train of thought. But yes, so I didn't like the idea of splitting up notebooks. I figured that might get a little tedious. My lamp is flickering. Why are you flickering? Calm yourself. Oh no. Yes, so I'm quite pleased with this. I am going to 1000% be bringing this into 2025. The idea of filling up an entire year. I only got this a couple of weeks ago, I think. Another friend of mine was like, I got this as a gift and I do not care for it. And I was like, let me have it. And they said yes, which was great. So yes, very, 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 very pleased with this. I'm still slowly figuring, oh my God. I'll figure out how to blur photos. I'm so sorry. I am trying to figure out the layout and how I want to decorate it. It's a little trickier. I'm not really used to it, which is fun. That's fine. That's how you sort of, you experiment with stuff and you figure it out. But this has been a lot of fun and I've been thoroughly enjoying myself in this book. Now, what else have I haven't talked about my junk journals. My junk journals! They haven't really changed much at all. At the same time, I have my brown, my baby brown, my favorite cover. Just love it. They used to be my wallet. It's not anymore. It's now my junk journal. I don't use a wallet all that often anymore. I use my phone for things. I've started paying with my phone. All my gift cards are on my phone. So the need for a full traveler's notebook out and about, not really worth it anymore. And I was sad that it didn't have a purpose, so I gave it my junk journal because that's how it started. And that's what got me into this whole line of planning and journaling and everything. So I'm very happy that my baby brown is back to being my junk journal. It has taken the place of the camel, which I'm fine with because I genuinely get scared with my limited editions of using them too much, which is ridiculous. You should just use them. Who cares? But I don't want them to fade or anything, especially like the foil ones wear off so quickly. So I'm glad this is not going to get used as vigorously as it has been. But yes, this has now turned into my commonplace book. And I love it. It's been great. My first commonplace book of the year was a Moleskine pocket. Didn't love the paper. I'm not a massive fan of very yellow paper a lot of the time. but especially for journaling where you want to put like stickers or even pictures and stuff in, I find the yellow it just weirds me out. I just don't like it as much. Especially the yellow of the moleskin. There, it's a quite a yellowy, creamy color. So not a massive fan of that. Anyway, so I moved out of the moleskin into an A6. Didn't love it, and then I had a random notebook that I hadn't finished in the passport size, and it has been a dream, and I love it very, very much. Oh, that's personal. It's been fantastic. I've been genuinely loving it, and it's been great, and I'm really, really enjoying it. And again, I don't pick it up every single day, but when I do, I get really excited about it. I'm finally commonplacing in a way that I know how to, and it's been fantastic. I'm just also really happy that my passports are becoming more used, because passport is my favorite size. I love this size. I cherish this size. So I'm just very happy right now that they're being used in a nice big way. Put this back in its beautiful case. Kate by Sarai. Kate from Sarai made this for me, and I love it. I love it so much. It's the perfect green. Ah, heaven. So those are kind of big changes. Again, I've still got my A6, as well. Again, nothing really massive has changed there. It's still very much the same kind of thing. I do love my junk journals. They don't change. They are my constant. Again, the covers might change from time to time, but what's inside them tends to stay the same. And they are my comfort place. They are my happy place. They will never leave me. I'm convinced they will never leave me. The last thing, I'm pretty sure I've talked about everything. My goodness, is my D&D notebook. That's it. That's my D&D notebook. I'm gonna change this. I need something smaller, because if you've ever played D&D, or if you've ever been to a friend's place that you need to take notes on, you've got food everywhere, and you've got dice, and you've got fun trinkets. My DM, he'll hand out trinkets every now and then to remind you of an item that you have. So we have a snake that can turn into a big snake in combat, and my friend who got the snake has a snake trinket to remind them that they have a snake that they can use in combat, which is great. I really like it. It's great because it has its visual memory. Because I'm the note taker of my D&D campaigns, and I have an inventory folder, an inventory notebook for each campaign. Actually, that's a lie. I don't have one for my other. So I'm in three. I'm in 3 campaigns. One is a one-on-one with me and my husband, who is my DM for all of my campaigns. And I keep an inventory for that, and an inventory for the physical sessions that we do on Sundays. And then I have an online game with people that we met online, which is fun. But anyway, I just needed to be a bit more condensed. I've got more room on the table to throw my dice, or again, have an extra bowl of snacks even. I also found that I go through traveler's notebooks way too quickly for note taking. I already have to carry around 3 extra notebooks, so I have all of my notes. Like, if you've ever played D&D before, you know that there's something in session 2 that foreshadows session 78. Like, you need to be organized in that way. So I'm hoping to get a slightly smaller notebook and a thicker notebook, so more notes stay in, if that makes any sense. So that's like probably a big change. I'm gonna go for a moleskin. I know I just ranted about how annoying the moleskin colors are, but I do really like the soft covers on moleskin, and they're a little bit thicker, and I like when I'm doing a lot of writing. I don't decorate my D&D notebooks. There's no time to be pretty and cutesy when you're in the middle of something and you need to furiously write down notes, because this is a really interesting interaction. You know it's going to be important later. So moleskin will work perfectly fine for that. And again, I really like the soft notebook covers. You don't find those very often. In grid, I'm a grid person. I need grids. Again, for D&D, sometimes you want a visual representation of stuff. Like, you know, the DM's there explaining stuff and you're like, oh, okay, maybe we should be over here instead of over there. It's just really good to have a grid. Grid forever. And Moleskine tends to be the only one that has grid in a soft cover that I have found. If you know anything, that also, again, doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Or isn't super thin. I don't know. I just like the idea of a Moleskine. So clearly I'm just trying to justify it to myself. I just thought maybe I could use this Stalogy. I don't know if they come in small enough though, because I want a pocket one basically. Anyway, I'm just talking to myself at this point now. But yeah, that's it. That's really everything. I'm pretty sure I've gone over everything. There's all my notebooks. I'm slowly condensing them a little bit. They're not as intense, but I love them. They're mine. I love Planner season. It's coming up. I'm very excited. I'm loving all the Techo Kaigis that are coming out as well. Mid-year stuff, so good. I love seeing how things have changed and how things have developed. Anyway, I will catch you guys in the next one. I hope all this made sense. See you later.